Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we are at Paragon Honda, and Ted, we're talking today about how culture comes before strategy.
It certainly does here at the Paragon organization. Jason Graciano is with us here from Paragon. Also, Ashley Lepczyk is here. Welcome and thank you for having us in. And also, Karl Murphy is with you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, to kick things off, Jason, want to talk broadly about culture. What does a strong fixed operations culture actually look like day to day inside a dealership?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and an absolute pleasure to be here. So when it comes to culture and what does culture look like, it's boring. That's what it looks like on a day to day. It looks boring because it's not happening every single day. It's something that's set long full, and as you start working on what the culture, what the standard is, and what you expect from the team. For example, at White Plains, we have an expectation of winning. We want to win, we want to win, and we also talk about breaking records. And that's why in my 27 months that we've been there, for fixed, we've had over 20 record-breaking months. While the market seems to be softening and customers are going elsewhere, we're repeatedly going after a record month, a record month, a record month, and we've almost doubled our gross profit and our business in the fixed ops. And when you look at the variable side, because some people say, well, what does it look like on one side or the other? Well, in the last 27 months, we just wrapped up in May our 18th record month. And this May was an all-time, all-month record. So when it comes to culture, everybody needs to understand that that's the standard and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for how do we win, and then what does it take to win? And it's day to day, the service advisors, the technicians being customer first. So when an advisor comes in and they own that customer from the moment they came in to the moment that they leave, we're going to make sure we do the best we can with this particular customer. Everything else takes care of itself.
And Ashley, I'm thinking, as Jason's describing those pieces from the moment that somebody, comes on board as a new hire, and then also the tenured employees, what elements do you hope to impart, with culture and those day-to-day operations to make it valuable for both your employees and the customers?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we've had a lot of great conversation here about vision. And what is the vision? And Jason articulated that too. Our vision is to win every single day, right? And so I think ensuring that everyone understands what is that vision, what are we all striving for, and how do they actually play a role in achieving that vision is so important. And once you have employees bought into that understanding of their impact on the vision, on that transformation, then I think it becomes natural to have them apply that in their engagement with customers, apply that in their engagement with their teammates as well.
Karl Murphy, the auto industry is facing some major shifts right now in technology with things like AI, mobile service, workforce challenges. And as this happens, what leadership qualities are becoming more important now than they were, even 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think human communication is incredibly important as we bring in more artificial intelligence, more software. As we run highly competitive organizations, it's important, as Ashley said, you need to know that the newest employee needs to know what the culture is and how that translates into decisions they will make, because I'm not there, Ash is not there, Brian's not there. Invariably, in a large organization, you have people all over the country, especially with mobile, they're outside the building, and something happens. Well, what do we do? At Spiffy, our culture is customer first, employee always. So take care of the customer, take care of the employee, and you have to balance that. And an example I talk about often is who works on facilities. We service customers, service logistics companies. If you have deeply held religious beliefs, like that guy needs the day off. And there's some guys who don't care. Like, well, you can work our fiscal set, and then maybe we pay some more, right? It's a holiday, and so I think it's this line of communication, and then two, giving them some basic bullet point rules on how do we make decisions in the absence of the management team thing now.
Jason, your thoughts on technology as it weaves its way into the culture?
I think it's super important, and something that we need, especially in leadership, is soft skills. As everybody is maneuvering and going in the direction of AI, and new technology, we tend to forget the people that are still here. And I think all AI is going to do and all this new technology is going to do is bring forward more opportunities. Who's going to handle these opportunities? It's going to be the people. So why don't we spend some time coaching and developing our people to make sure that they embrace this new technology? And I'm the believer that I'm embracing it. One of the leaders that's embracing all this new technology, but at the same time, we need our people. Right, we got to handhold them and make. Hey, you're not going to lose your job. You're not going to get replaced. You're going to get replaced by the people that are using and embracing all this new technology. And so I think from a leadership perspective, knowing how to coach someone through all of these innovations and all these steps, being able to show them this is where we are, this is where we're gonna be, and what's going to help us get there is by embracing all this new technology, all new ways of doing business, and making sure that we meet that customer expectation.
Ashley, in our final moments here, would love to talk a little bit more about today's automotive environment. How do leaders balance operational accountability and performance expectations while still maintaining a culture where employees feel valued and heard?
It's such a good question. And not to be a broken record, but I think it really does go back to what are we doing here? What do we stand for? Like you were saying, what's the vision of the organization? What's the culture of the organization? And once that's established and we have our employees bought in, then in my experience, it becomes a lot easier to coach them against the actual operational elements. As long as they understand and can see and can tangibly see how that impacts where the organization is going. Usually we have employees who are really leaned in and enthusiastic about helping us get there.
And Ashley and Jason, your organization does a great job in painting the picture and showing the people that work here the opportunities, okay, and where you're headed and why you're headed there. So congratulations to you on building an amazing culture. Bro.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
so
that. Yeah, and leading into what Ashley says, also when it comes to how do you hold the standard and the performance, and at the same time make sure everybody doesn't feel like they're pressure. And a lot of people, when they look at first glance, they see that I'm soft, or they see that I'm a little too gentle. But there's a standard that's set so early on, and as soon as someone starts, they understand, they fall in line, because they have to meet that they rise up to the occasion. And so making sure that day in and day out they understand the scoreboards, where we're at, where we're looking to be, making sure they understand what's the standard for customer experience, what's the environment. If you walk into the store, the wrong music is on. Everybody needs to be aware of that, right? You walk in as a customer that perhaps is standing up when they should be sitting down. Everybody needs to be aware of that. These are these small little culture changes that make a huge impact.
Sarah, culture comes before strategy.
It does, Ted, and exciting opportunities for the industry to really embrace culture and look for strategies like this.
I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Sarah Vantine. We are in Queens, New York, and we are going to be right back.